Some stories don't leave you. They follow you into the dark. They wait behind closed doors. Tonight, we open 4 of them. Story 1. The Flash Drive. It was my senior year of high school. I was in the library, just another ordinary study hall. The only computers with the right software were the 2 in the back corner. And the moment I sat down at one of them, and I realized I wasn't alone. He was tall, pale, long dark hair that fell across half his face, a ripped jacket, heavy boots, eyes that looked right through you. He didn't speak to anyone, not ever. When I sat beside him, he looked up at me, like I had just committed a crime. I looked away fast, pretended to dig through my bag. Then I heard it, a low, quiet chuckle. And then he muttered something. 2 words. I didn't catch them. I told myself he was just frustrated with his code. I told myself that for a long time. I broke the silence, said something about the teacher assigning too much work. He finally spoke, asked if I wanted the answers. I said no. Something about him made me want to say no. He laughed again, that strange laugh, the kind that makes you instinctively close your eyes. When I opened them, he was gone, left behind only a flash drive. I waited 10 minutes. He never came back. So I slipped it into my bag. It was a clever thing, a Swiss Army knife with a hidden drive inside. I told myself I'd return it the next day, but I never got the chance. He never came back to school again. Months passed, graduation came and went. I had completely forgotten about that drive, until the night I needed one. I scanned it, it came back clean. I opened it, just to delete what was there before using it, but I couldn't stop myself from looking. The first folder, schoolwork, every answer to every assignment we'd ever been given. Maybe that's why he left it, I thought. Maybe he knew he wasn't coming back. The second folder, music, only 3 songs. Running on Empty, White Rabbit, Helter Skelter. Make of that what you will. Then came the essays, and among them a document simply titled, The Best. I opened it expecting something profound. What I found instead was 10 pages, filled entirely with his own name. First name, last name. Over and over. Every line, every page. Then came the photographs, emergency exit signs, every classroom in our school. A lit cigarette on a bathroom floor. Coins beside a yellow sticky note that read, in capital letters, chump change. And then, one final photograph. It was me, sitting in my English class, reading a book, a class he was never enrolled in. The last file was a document, titled, Rest in Peace. It was completely empty. I still don't know what any of it meant. I still have the drive. And sometimes, late at night, I think about that laugh. Story 2. The Basement. We were 12 years old, convinced the world was haunted. My best friend and I had been ghost hunters since the 2nd grade. Every creaking floor, every flickering light. To us, it was all evidence of something waiting. We'd seen the shows. We had a flip phone to record audio and borrowed a video camera from my dad. It was the first and last time we ever used it. My house was old, and our basement was older. One main room at the bottom of the stairs, a second room dimly lit for the washer and dryer, and at the very back, a small sealed room that nobody ever used. Nobody wanted to use it. That night, we walked down the stairs with our equipment, asking the usual questions into the dark. Is anyone here? Give us a sign. We heard nothing. We saw nothing. Disappointed, we went back upstairs. We reviewed the footage, nothing on the first pass. We played board games, laughed, stayed up late, and then, just to be sure, we watched it again. That second viewing was different. Something had changed, not in the footage, in us. The excitement was gone, and in its place was something heavy and cold. We paid closer attention this time, and we heard them, footsteps. Slow, deliberate, not ours. And then the camera swung slightly. the frame catching my friend's face, and behind her, in the dark, was a shape. It had bright white eyes, almost luminous, a form that was almost human. Almost. We shut the camera off. Neither of us spoke for a long time. We never went back into it. Story 3. The Man in the Silver Car. Halloween 2014, small town Ohio. I was a senior in high school, strong, fit, enlisting in the National Guard. I thought I knew how to handle myself. I had no idea. My friend and I planned to run the trails at the local state park that afternoon. It was a nice place, mostly, but everyone in town knew if you knew where to look, you could find dangerous people there. I pulled into the parking lot early, waiting for my friend to arrive. That's when I saw him. An old silver car, sitting still. A man behind the wheel, bald, heavy. A stare that didn't move. He was watching me, and he did not stop. We made eye contact. He nodded. I nodded back, then looked away. But when I glanced over again, he was still staring. That same wide-eyed, unblinking look, like something hungry studying something small. I left fast, floored it out of the lot, and when I checked my mirror, he was following me. I drove hard, lost him in my high school parking lot, called my friend immediately, and then I got his text. He'd already arrived at the park. I turned around. When I pulled back in, I saw his car, and 2 spaces away, the silver car. We moved to a different lot, parked, got out. We started walking down the hill toward the trails, and that's when we looked back up and then saw that old silver car slowly circling the lot, looking for us. We stayed low, hidden by the hillside. Eventually, he gave up and left. We ran those trails anyway. I carried a rock the entire time. I never learned who he was. I never learned what he wanted. Some things are scarier because you never find out. Story 4. In the closet. There's a closet in my old bedroom. No handle, no hinges, just a heavy square door that sits flush in the wall, held in place by nothing but its own weight. It started small. I'd wake up in the morning and find the door lying open. I'd push it back. Think nothing of it. Old house, settling walls, simple explanation. But then it started happening at night. I'd wake up at 4 a.m. and the door would be open again, leaning against the edge of my bed, as if something had placed it there gently, carefully, so as not to wake me. One night, after 2 hours of lying awake, the door fell open with a loud thump. I decided then, I'll leave it open. I'm done fighting it. And that's when I heard the plastic bag move. A soft rustle from inside the closet. The room had no draft. The house was quiet. There was no reason for anything to be moving. I turned on the light. And someone was there, inside the closet, looking back at me. In the half-second my light came on, he flinched and pressed himself deeper into the shadows, as though if I couldn't see him clearly, maybe I hadn't seen him at all. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't move. The only word I could form was one, Dad. I screamed it down the hallway. My father was there in 10 seconds. He searched every corner of that closet, found nothing, told me I was imagining things. I spent the rest of the night on my parents' floor, wrapped in a blanket, trying to believe him. Then we heard it. My bedroom door, down the hall, swinging open. Footsteps, fast and heavy, down the stairs, and the front door slamming shut. My parents heard it too. We ran outside. He was already gone. We later found out he had been living in that closet. For how long, nobody could say for certain. And for years after, every time I heard a plastic bag shift in the dark, my whole body remembered. Every one of these stories is real, or at least, real to the people who lived them. And maybe that's the most unsettling part. Not the figures in the dark, not the things that follow you, but the fact that somewhere out there someone is lying awake right now, listening to a sound they can't explain, and telling themselves it's nothing. Sleep well.